I'm also British. I'm also British, but I don't want to use my image.
You've got a Chinese flag there.
It doesn't matter.
Show me the Chinese flag.
Why you're touching her? Stop touching her! Don't touch her, please. Do not touch her. Please, you are not the same age. Please do not touch her.
This is wild. How's it going, folks? Jack here with another video. So, do you play the piano? I don't. I don't think that I will ever, at least my fingers will ever have the dexterity to ever do so. I've tried many times, taken a few lessons, but I guess I was not too diligent to do that and stick with it. The most amount of patience that I've ever had was for slapping the bass. But we are not really here to talk about playing instruments though, but rather about the person who played a given instrument, being the piano, one specific piano that was donated to a station by Elton John. Ooh, very interesting, Jack. I've always been a fan of British architecture. What is this station that you're talking about? Glad you asked. This is Station. One that you might not have heard about, but you will definitely know what I'm talking about as soon as I start describing it. Well, it is one hell of a tourist attraction. Not just because of the aforementioned piano, which was donated by Elton John to be like a public thing, so everybody can just go there and jam and have some fun, but also because it connects straight to the London City Airport. And its sister station is none other than that one place where a bunch of kids every single year, I guess days, go ahead and bang their heads on concrete because they try to get into a fantasy land. Okay, I'm sorry if I got you a little bit confused here. I'm talking about platform 934 in King's Crossing, the Harry Potter place. But back on target, Cancra Station is the place where all of this ordeal goes on. And the main character is Dr. K. Not that Dr. K, but this one, Brendan Kavanagh, amazing pianist and boogie-woogie extraordinaire. Now, the question on your mind would most certainly be, why would a pianist wearing cool shades and who promotes boogie-woogie be involved in any sort of controversy? Well, I guess that this is sort of like a reverse scenario to something that we've experienced before, like in the case of Johnny Somali. Remember that guy? TikTok persona and IRL streamer who was just terrorizing Japan a few months ago and got arrested. Yeah, he was going on his villain arc and got what he deserved. One of many Western influencers or just people overall that just go and disturb the peace in other countries. Very annoying. But I guess this time around is the reverse to that, where we have Eastern people coming to Europe and doing weird stuff. That was Brendan playing on the station during a live stream, and for those of you who have a very keen ear for memes, you would have recognized the Ching Cheng Hang Ji soundtrack that has been memed to death on the internet. But it is after he finishes playing this song that things really turn to the weird.
Can the Chinese chappies have a go?
Oh yeah, of course we've got the Chinese here.
Do you need to, we see, because we're here film for Chinese TV as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, did you film as all of us in your cameras?
I don't know, are we allowed?
No.
We're not allowed.
Yeah, so
We're not allowed?
You're not allowed because we're for Chinese TV.
Oh, okay.
This is non-disclosable.
It's not disco?
Yeah, not disclosable.
It's no disco?
It's not disclosable.
It's not disclosable?
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So did you film the part that we're
So will we get in trouble with the Chinese government?
Maybe not, I don't know. But you said you run Japanese.
No, they'll put you in prison, mate.
So just say that according to the Chinese law, we're not allowed to film you. Is that right?
So basically, we will much appreciate it when you are, whatever you're doing, that you don't put our face on TV.
Okay, so what will happen if
just don't do it, please. I will really appreciate that. We just very
Yeah.
sensitive about this issue. I'm
Yes.
really, really sorry.
I'm
But we
really
love
sorry.
your music.
Yeah,
we
we
will
love
want to
your
stay
music.
here for a lot longer.
I mean, the only
Yeah.
thing is, it's just like there's other people filming as well.
And that's absolutely fine. That's the other people's business. They can make their own decisions. That's absolutely
so
fine.
how come Sarah? It's the only issue
It's
I've
just
got.
not us, please.
Dr. K here had been recording and his mate comes by and they end up doing a little bit of a duet and ends up singing, and there is a bit of confusion on his part though. The assumption was that since his mate was with the Japanese TV,
Again, we've got Jim here from the Japanese TV queue. There's a load of Japanese people here doing. Can you see them? There's all sorts of stuff. We've got a Japanese TV crew in the station.
he assumed that the individuals standing behind him were in fact Japanese, whereas they are Chinese. But that is, I guess, an honest mistake. You wouldn't think otherwise yourself. This little detail actually has zero importance to the story, but I kind of wanted to point that out because that is literally the only wrong thing that he has done in this video. Because at the end of his performance, he's approached by his mate who clarifies that the individuals are in fact from China
Oh yeah, of course, we've got the Chinese here.
and they are from Chinese television. And it turns out that there is a law, I guess somewhat of a legal thing, that prohibits him from filming them having either the likeness or the voice being there in his shot.
Oh, okay.
This is non-disclosable.
It's not disco.
Yeah, not
It's not for,
disclosable.
it's no disco.
It's not disclosable.
It's not disclosable.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah, yeah.
According to the Chinese law, we're not allowed to film you. Is that right?
So
That's interesting.
basically,
Yes.
we will much appreciate it when you are, whatever you're doing, that
Oh,
you
yeah.
don't put our face on
Yes,
TV.
yes.
Now, obviously, Brendan is very perplexed about this. Like, this is the UK. I don't think that the laws that you are referring to apply in the place where you think they do. And from this point on, madness just ensues.
Legal action into it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we will put a legal action
Really?
into
For-
it.
for what?
We will.
Legal
I'm
action
sorry,
for-
this is the
but-
end of the conversation. This is our right we're protecting, and that's it.
But what right? I don't understand.
Image right.
Image right?
Yeah, we're not sharing this image
Are you
right.
from China?
That's not a question. The only thing we are arguing is that
Yeah.
we are protecting our own image right. You're not sharing
But
it.
this we're in public.
Yeah, exactly. No sharing.
So we're not allowed
no
to share?
sharing. Yes, no sharing us. Share it yourself, that's fine. No sharing us.
Okay.
No
And
sharing.
what-
Please share me.
Oh,
Yes.
share you, yeah.
His mate is amazing. Yeah, you know what? You can't share me. Obviously, he can. Like, this is public. Now, I do not know Chinese laws at all, but I know about the rampant censorship that they engage in and the incredibly infuriating and somewhat rather creepy surveillance system that they have installed to either monitor people for the sake of the social credit system or straight up just surveil foreigners. Yes, they do that quite a bit.
In this case, the system detects faces from video feeds and stores 2,000 images of those faces every day. Police keep them for 6 months. There are 7,000 video feeds in this Fujian system, so that's 2.5 billion facial images stored at any given time. All those images are for just one province in China. To put that in context, that's 3 times bigger than one of the largest US government facial recognition databases, which is run by Homeland Security.
So outside of China, you cannot record Chinese people, but in China, you can record all foreigners. You know how weird that sounds, right?
So who,
And if one
but
day,
you see,
like,
the thing is, we're in a
I'm
free-
really sorry, we're on a schedule
but
here.
so
That-
me-
Then bloody leave. Why are you there? In the first place. Like, he got like what? Some few shots behind? Like, you could have just stepped out of frame. That would have been it. That would literally have been it. Like, have you ever experienced this type of people at work, school, wherever? Like, a boss or somebody, a supervisor that just instigates a problem, but still is super condescending and goes like, no, I'm on a schedule, so I don't want to talk about this. Like, bruh, you started the issue.
see,
like,
the thing is, we're in a
I'm
free,
really
we're-
sorry, we're on a schedule
But,
here.
so
That-
me too, but we're in a free country, mate.
That's true,
We're
you are
not
in
in
a free
communist
country.
China now, you know.
Oh, I'm sorry, this is racist now. We have
No, we're not in communist China. We're in a free country.
The man decides to pull the race card. Now, there can be made an argument there that Brendan was being provocative, but he was provoked first. And on the other hand, he is not wrong. We do not have to adhere to your laws, which, hello, do not matter here. It is to be stated that later on into the video, right, it is identified that these people are in fact not Chinese tourists, or a couple of them actually are British citizens. But one of the ladies who did say that we are not disco earlier in the video,
Because we're for Chinese TV.
Oh, okay.
This is non-disclosable.
It's not disco.
essentially meant that they have signed a non-disclosure agreement with a third party, meaning that they, for some reason, cannot share the likeness or whatever. But it doesn't matter.
We're in a free country, mate. We can film where we want. You can call the police if you want. I'll be quite happy to call the police, you know. But listen, we're all free here, mate.
This is free, but we don't want
When
to
you're
share
in Rome, you
images.
do as the Romans do. Sorry.
You're Roman?
Yeah, it's a saying.
He literally said, "Are you Roman?" You Roman? No. Okay. Now, I like the clarification there that he had to tell him that, yeah, it is a saying. But the fact that he even went so far as to question that.
Want to show our image.
Okay, well, we've got to walk away then.
So then, but we want to use this piano. This is a public one.
Yes.
It's a public
It's public,
one.
but
We
use-
can use it as well. Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Yes, and
definitely.
anyone can film because
Yeah.
in the UK it's a free country
That's
and
your,
anyone
but
can
we
film.
have image right. We have
Not in
image.
public. In
No,
China,
no,
but we're not in China.
No, I have my choice. I don't
No,
want
but
my.
we are in Britain, Great Britain. We're not in
I
China.
say I'm also British.
This-
I'm also British. Okay.
thought
I'm
you
also
said you're-
British.
you-
I'm also British, but I don't want
Well,
to
you've
use
got-
my
You've
image.
got a Chinese flag there.
It doesn't matter.
Show me the
It doesn't
Chinese
matter.
flag.
Why you're touching her? Stop touching her! Don't touch her,
I
please.
touched the
Do
flag.
not touch her. Please, you are not the same age. Please do not touch her. Don't touch her.
I'm
Please don't
probably
touch her.
not
Please
Don't shoot her.
Yeah, don't touch her.
Don't
Don't
shoot
touch.
This is wild. This is crazy. Like, oh my god. How do we even start doing this? Like, I have the impression that I was watching, like, I don't know, the censored version, or at least a Chinese version of Now You See Me, with like the different card tricks that were being thrown there. Like, you get a race card, you get assault charges. Like, what the hell? Like, who does that man think he is? Bloody Gambit?
I sense someone is angry, yeah?
Yeah, listen,
No,
mate,
we
listen.
love your art, we love your
No, you don't.
music,
You
but
just
we are
shouted at
trying
me.
to have
You
because
need
you're
to-
touching my friend.
I
Are
touched
you
the-
allowing her to touch you?
no,
I
no.
touched the flag.
No.
I touched the flag.
Doesn't
mate.
matter. You are
And
approaching
also,
her with
you're
your hand.
You're getting a bit aggressive.
Yeah, because this is a reason that he's being racist and calling us communists and all that thing, and he was trying to reach his hand to my friend. We can't protect ourselves.
Like, I'm sorry, if you are representing the Chinese state and you supposedly work for the media there, you are most likely affiliated to the Chinese Communist Party, right? So what does that make you? Where is the logic behind the words that you are saying?
I always say we're nicely approaching them, so please use our image. Is that right thing to say? I know, but we're walking around with saying
If they're filming
If we're having a police
can we
matter,
say
you need
to
to
them
put that phone down.
No, we're public because I'm going to record this for
yeah,
evidence.
that's the thing. When we,
I've got my video on my yeah, not live streaming, it's on your channel though.
Your face will be on that video.
I think it's a free speech, actually. Right, there we go. So we've got a few people from China telling us that we're not allowed to film. Listen.
I'm so sorry. What annoyed me more, I was like, let's all celebrate the end of that piece.
It is super frustrating watching this because you have random passerbyers even getting involved into this who like are also just as mind blown as you perhaps are right now, and so am I. After our magician here pulled his greatest trick and continued throwing cards of victim mentality and accusation against Brendan, who in fact did touched the flag, something that the lady herself ends up clarifying. The coppers shows up. The male copper who showed there clearly told the antagonist here, we're gonna call them the antagonist, that they were filming in a public space. Thus, Brendan and his mates were in right to have the phone up and filming and live streaming. And also, I just love the expression on his face because he was so tired. He did not want to be there. Like, why are you calling me for this? It's just a dumb reason. On the other hand, though, the female copper there who becomes a little bit important for the rest of the video did not quite like that. She did not appreciate being on camera.
They are coming over, telling us what to do. I'm playing the piano. Now, fair is fair, but you are not their private security guards.
I never said I was, and I'm having a conversation with you.
And we're in a free space, in a free country. I'm not causing any trouble.
There's an allegation being made, and that's why I'm
What's the allegation? Now, you told me to stop filming, and now you say there's an allegation. The camera never lies.
The allegation.
That's why I filmed. You told me to turn off my camera, and now you're saying I've got an allegation. What's the allegation?
The reason why I'm asking you not to film it is because I know that you are putting this on your YouTube.
Doesn't matter where it goes. We're in a free country. Sorry, we're in a democracy. We're not in China, and that's not racist. That's the truth. That's what our forefathers fought for.
Exactly, but you can't say things like that either. You can't just say things
Say
like
what?
that.
That we're in a free country.
No, that we're not in China. We've
Well,
got
we're
Chinese
not.
people example.
Well, they came. Listen, Kerry. If I was over in China and I started laying the law down to Chinese people at the piano, telling them what they cannot do you think that's appropriate? They came over here. The guy started shouting at me, and he said, "You're not allowed to film. You're not allowed." And I said, "Sorry, we're in Britain. I'm allowed to play." And I said, "You're waving a communist flag." And then he said, "You're racist." So if I've done anything wrong, tell me.
Right, okay.
We're in a free. This is a free speech issue. I'm sorry. This is a free speech issue. I'm not causing.
I absolutely love the part where it tells her that the camera never lies. Like, I am so saddened by the many cases sometimes where coppers, right, unfortunately, the ones whom we put our trust in, often abuse it because she repeatedly asks him to turn off the camera. And we don't know what could have happened back there. There could have been something that could have caused her to nick him and put him also in jail or accuse him for having done something that he never did. And something that he is totally right about is that it is a free speech issue. Now, it's important to note that with the day that followed after this incident, on Chinese social media, the Chinese people involved in this were not exactly ridiculed, but no Chinese really seem to have taken their side. Some clarify very clearly that they are communists, so pushing the communism and the CCP is obviously what they are meant to do, so there shouldn't be any confusion about that. Some others also pointed out what Brendan did there with what would have happened if the roles were reversed. What if it was a Chinese pianist and he as a tourist were out there trying to instill the law on what he could and could not do in their country? Like, it pretty much comes down to the hostility that was displayed in the video by the Chinese guy in the group, especially because he could have at least kept the small modicum of, like, I don't know, friendliness that was displayed by Brendan and reciprocated that. This is my personal assertion here, but I kind of feel as if this individual has been too used to getting his way and could not just communicate his point with a bit more friendliness, because I certainly think that Brendan would have agreed even to not feature him in the footage. So, to conclude this video, you're gonna get a little bit of a roller coaster of information and emotion, I guess. Because while I did mention that on the mainland China part of the world, people were not exactly like siding up with the Chinese, he got a bunch of messages. On one end, there's report that he got death threats for simply this simple act of defiance against the request. He did upload a video where he got a whole bunch of privacy requests.
5 more privacy complaints from I wonder who. Look at this. I'll just pan in on this, everyone. So let's count these. All right, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and I think these are the new ones. 5, 6, 7, 8 privacy complaints. Now I'll just open it so you can actually see what it actually looks like. I don't know if you can get the text of that. This is obviously about the live stream, which they're desperately desiring to take off.
with I suppose the individuals involved being desperate to want to remove the video. And the craziest part of this entire thing was that apparently within the frame there was the identification of a very well-known Chinese spy. They even had one of the members of the group making a somewhat of a response video, trying to pretend at least to explain her side of the story, where through editing painted Brendan as being derogatory towards them because he did make that false assumption in the beginning of them being Japanese, portraying him as being hostile toward them and derogatory, with a mistake that he quite literally did correct afterwards.
Oh yeah, of course we've got the Chinese here.
I will leave a link in the description below to the video that he made about that individual so you can watch it for yourself. But the piano for one end was confiscated, or at least was sealed off so that nobody could get access to it. But as of today though, it has become the symbol for PIANOGATE, the act of defiance against the East. It is a weird roller coaster of emotion. It is... what the fucking story. I can't believe this. But like, after reading this and watching it on the news, I just felt like I needed to share it with you because it was just something too crazy for me to keep for myself. But hopefully you liked this video, and that was just what I wanted to tell you. Please do make sure to go and subscribe to Brendan's channel if you like great piano music and of course just want to hear his side of the story. That being said though, have a great day. See you guys in the next one. Bye.